Coach Kent, IamU.sports, and today our guest, Micah Andrew. Micah, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Appreciate you guys having me on your show today.
Yeah, no problem. And today what we want to do is we want to, go through your story, find out how everything began and what led up to, where you are now.
Okay.
So you're from London, England, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
And how would you describe London? And which part of London are you from?
I'm from northwest London. I'm from a place called Burnt Oak, which is unknown to people even in London, I guess, because it's so small. But they only know that our next door neighbour city, which is Edgware. But if I were to describe London, London is everything you want it to be, but it can also be a place you can hate. Because I've been here for so long, I went back and I realized how fast London is. Because I'm walking through in my German pace. German pace is quite slow, or Braunschweig pace is quite slow. But when I'm there, everyone's doing this. And I didn't realize that until I left and then gone back.
Right.
How fast paced London is. But London, the benefit of living in London or even like a big city is that you get to know so many people from so many different cultures.
Right.
Like nothing is new to you. So that you can go anywhere in the world and, the culture shock would be less, because you've already experienced it in London. Because I got friends from India, friends from Iran, friends everywhere, right? Everywhere you can imagine. So growing up in London and then branching out into the rest of the world, you almost have a head start.
Right.
On anyone else who might do it, like the guys from the States, for example, who might not have even left their state. Coming to Germany would be a huge culture shock.
For sure.
Which I'm sure you can attest to.
Right.
But for me, because I had, obviously things in Germany are a lot different, but the shock was less. Right. Because I'd experienced so much. But I mean, London to live is you can forget about all the stereotypes, like everything you've heard about London and it being expensive and the weather being bad. The weather isn't great, but it's not that expensive. If you want to live there, if you want to immigrate over there and live there and buy a house, yeah, sure. But there's a reason why people keep going there, because it's not that expensive to buy clothes and stuff. It's not more expensive or less expensive than Berlin or Hamburg. But once you put it in that environment and you switch it over to pounds, then people start to think it's a lot more expensive than it is. But in actual fact, it's not really.
Right.